don't you ever, ever, ever toss one of my sessions off ever again. I'm warning you, lad. Don't you ever do it again. I'm like that. Of course, Gaffer. No, I've come in to say sorry. I just absolutely melted right in there. I was thinking, got out of there, all right.
That when you first come in with Big Sam in the championship, did you in the dressing room, did you get any feeling off some of the boys thinking, right, he's Big Sam's boy? You can't say too much in front of him.
Mate.
It's going to get straight back to the boss.
We had Scotty Parker, who had just he was the captain, and I've just took the captaincy off him because there was lots of talk of him leaving. I think he wanted to get out. He wanted to be back in the Premier League, which I understood. I've just left the Premier League, but I was coming for a different reason. He wanted to get back into the Prem, so we knew that was happening. The gaffer had said that, so I had the talk with Scotty to say, there's no hard feelings. I'll always be here. And I said to the lads, look, I haven't come in here to be a spy. I'm not a spy. I'm not his man.
It's weird that you have to say that.
Yeah.
But did Scott Parker have a suit jacket on at this point?
Exactly what a spy would say.
Scotty obviously loved his dress sense, and then it was just funny because you just seen nose right behind him. You know what I mean? Exactly the same.
Scott Parker was the only man to come into training at Chadwell Heath at the time, which was Portakabins, in sometimes a full suit jacket, like he was going out in London. And then Nobes was young at the time. A couple of weeks before Scotty come in, he'd come in a tracksuit. All of a sudden, Nobes is coming in suit jacket. Thinking, hang on a minute, what's going on here?
Oh yeah, so it was hard, sort of trying to get their trust quickly, but it did take time, and I knew that was going to happen. Because ultimately I come in as Sam's guy. But I'm sure when probably after the first couple of weeks when we had our first rupture, when we were going at each other, and then I'd backed him over a couple of players, who he was having a go at, and I'd sort of stepped in and gone nah, he's done right and whatever. They sort of start to think, no, he is one of the lads. He is one of
I would say, I know you had a great relationship with Sam, but Kev, you were probably the only person who could say that to Sam. Everyone else would be sat in the dressing room don't pick on me, boss. And then Kev would just say it for you. And that's why he was a great skipper.
Yeah, and I think that was it. I think it took that time, but I think they realised then that, Sam entrusted me, and he trusted my sort of say so, if you like, within that. And sometimes I'd go and see him after the game or after something's happened, and he'd give me a rollicking on my own. Don't do that. Don't do this. You know what I mean? And I knew where my line was, right, because he was the boss, and he is. I still call him Gaffer now to this day, because he was fantastic for me throughout my career and everything else. And I love him for that. I've got such a respect for him off the field. He's a great man. He's great to be around. The respect what my family have for him. So for me, he knew that he had that my respect, and I would never ever overstep that mark.
Yeah.
But I always had the lads back when I thought that it was the right time, and he probably went too far, which sometimes he probably said, and Ginger will tell you. But some of his rants were absolutely iconic, aren't they? And brilliant. Just things you can't.
I used to love
say.
With Sam. Say we'd go and we'd lose, and we'd go 1-0 down, and he'd slide down his seat a little bit, and then you'd look over, we were 2-0 down, and he'd get a bit further down his seat, and thinking, oh no, this is going to to be epic at half time or full time, and then he'd cross his arms, and you think, I don't want to go in there. I don't want to go in at half time.
Half time, we're getting it here.
But again, on the other hand, it played well for him.
Yeah.
The other thing to say about Big Sam is he is big, he's massive, he's scary when you meet him, and when you realise that's the guy. You see him angry on the touchline. Yeah, if you're in a dressing room with him and he's 4 foot away from you screaming, it must be a scary thing, right?
Well, I've been pinned up by him. I got pinned up by him in my early career, yeah. When I was at Bolton, only 17, 18, I think I was. I must have been 18 then. No, 19 I was, because we were in the Prem. And obviously, he was just, it was a Thursday, and he was just trying out a few things, and I wasn't in the 11, which was obviously starting, or I thought was starting. So I'm like,
you've got the ump in training.
I've got the ump in training, and I thought I was and it obviously showed. I thought I was being clever, and I didn't think he got onto it. And then he just went, "Can I see it afterwards?" Just dead chilled out, and I was thinking, "Yeah, you can, because I'm gonna ask,
I'm ready for you.
I'm ready for you. Yeah, you can. I'm going to be asking why I'm not playing." Right. So I'm thinking, here we go. I'm gonna put it on him here. I'm fuming. I'm raging. I've walked into the office before I could even sit down. He's got me walloped right up against the wall. Don't you ever, ever, ever toss one of my sessions off ever again, I'm warning you, lad, don't you ever do it again. I'm like that, like feet up. I'm obviously 6'3", like skinny as you like then, you know, and like, I'm like, of course, Gaffer, no, I've come in to say sorry. I just absolutely melted right in there. I was thinking, got out of there all right then.
I remember going in a similar sort of situation. I remember going in to see him, like I wasn't playing, and you go in, boss, you know, any reasons why I'm not playing. And you used to go into Sam, and it's all calm, like Kev says, you'd sit in front of him, and he'd say his bit, and you'd walk back out, and you'd go, I'm not sure I've got any answers there. I still don't know why I wasn't playing.
But he's right.
But he's right. I can't say nothing.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Gaffer.
Cheers, boss. Yeah, you bang on. You bang on, boss. You bang on.